Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at Maker. This is going to be a higher time frame video. We will have a lower time frame video up above, so check that out if that's more what you're interested in. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about here is that I'm going to be using two different charts here to work this out, because this one has more price history, but we do not have good structure here internally to work off of. So I'm going to be using two different charts to do this. So we do have price history here from January 2017, and the way that I'm looking at it within this count is effectively treating this as a three-wave move to the upside for an A wave, then looking for the potential that we could be looking still for another C wave to the downside here. So within this way of looking at it, what I would be saying is that potentially we could still see price move back up into this range of this 2,568 to this 1,418 level before still seeing that continuation to the downside into these fib levels. Now these fib levels have been pulled off this zone here, but these are not very accurate because we do not have a bottom of a move here to actually pull off of. There is, however, some confluence here between where we actually came into this 382 here. So because of that, I will be also looking for the potential that towards this 50%, if we do move down here towards this 290.666, that potentially we could see this actually come back and retest some of these levels, as well as that we do have this lower range here of this golden pocket at this 156 to this 132 area. Now there are a few ways of actually counting this. Within this count, we'd be saying that we've actually just completed this as an A wave, and we're looking for this B wave and this C wave down. If we did have to come back up here towards this golden pocket, which would be between this 1936 and this 1811, effectively our 1-to-1 would be lower down here towards this $227 level. So going to be keeping an eye on this. The thing is, if this is an A wave in this way, effectively what I would be looking for here is to see this move up in a bigger way. So getting a similar kind of time comparison to this previous move here. So this could mean that we could see some choppy movements going on here where we form something like this, or potentially even sweep these lows and form something like that, where we're still looking for this B wave to the upside. Now the other way we can look at this is as an impulse, but this doesn't make a lot of sense when we look at it on the log scale. If I come over here and we actually go into the linear, what I would be looking out for here is the potential that what we could have here is that this is 1, 2, this is another 1, 2 here, and effectively what we're looking for a third wave would actually be up here towards this zone of this 26619. Now that would be off of where we currently are. So if we do have a corrective move that is actually completed here, and actually what we have at the bottom of this is a series of 1s and 2s, what we could actually see is price start to progress to the upside. So we will go over this idea on the other chart. Now if we are looking at something like this, what I want to see is a move up towards the 6,619 as a potential third wave, then looking for a fourth and a fifth, in which case what we could see is this additional fourth and a fifth looking to push us up towards this zone here of this 8,379 area to the 7,880. Obviously, because we don't have all the structure here, it is difficult to give an exact count on this, but this would be my next best interpretation if we're looking for 5-wave structure to the upside here. Okay, so now we're going to go into the other chart here. Now looking at this move to the downside, there's a couple of ways that I'm thinking that this could be playing out. So within the bullish way, what we would actually be saying is that what we have here is that this is a W, an X, and a Y, and then effectively what we'd be looking for would be this idea of looking to break to the upside. So we say this was a completed move here. Now validation of this would come by crossing this low again at this 503, and what we'd be wanting to see here is 5-wave structure to the upside. But we need to be careful, because if this is W, X, and Y in this way here, there is always still the potential that we could get a corrective move up and then get that continuation down. Now if we are looking at this in a slightly different way, what we could count is this W wave into here, where we count this as A, B, and C into this point here. This is an X wave here, and then we have another drop to the downside for this W wave. Now, if this is the case here, and we have this small move here as our X wave, effectively we could have this as A, B, and C again. So this could be a Y wave that's completed into this low, and that would be the same idea as the previous one. But counting it this way, what we need to be careful of is that this could actually just be A, we see B, and then we still see a C wave to the downside. So if we do see something along these lines where we actually fail to move back above this 2,300 level, and we just get a 3-wave move up here, we do have the potential to start forming a 5-wave move to the downside. So even with this current high that we have here, we have to be careful, because this could just be a 3-wave move completed, and we could see this continue to the downside. Now if this high point here is actually our B wave high, what we could see is a minimum requirement of this 0.618, which would bring us into this 341. Now this 341 would be an interesting level because measuring this W wave here, what we do have is our 1-to-1 is actually at this 344. So if we are measuring this down, this 0.618 and this 1-to-1 of the W wave would have good correlation here towards this zone. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. If we do form something like this, where we actually form a more sideways movement, we could still look for a rejection higher up here between this 1661 and this 1076 as a possible B wave. So need to be careful of this area. Only once we start to break back above this X wave here can we get rid of the idea that this move is still part of this Y wave. But even if we do move up here, we need to be careful because we could still be looking for a corrective structure, which still then looks to push us down afterwards, where this becomes a bigger A, B, and a C. So we need to be on the lookout for that idea if we do see price move up in this way. So what we could also see here is, like I said, something along these lines where we see this as an A, we come back down for a B, and then we see this C wave coming up higher here. We would be looking to potentially move up towards this 1-to-1 at this 1405, but after having a little bit of a wobble over here and then seeing a move up. Now this would still be potentially a corrective move here because this could look to possibly still bring us back up into this blue box. Gonna have to be keeping an eye on that. If we are looking for direct push to the upside, what we would then be saying is there's two ways that we could argue that this could be playing out. What we could say is we have something like this, and what our invalidation for this would be is this 502. Now the first thing I don't like about this is that we came down very deep with this wave 2, which is possible, so it's not too much of an issue. The problem is what this does then is that if our third wave only goes towards this 1618, it means there isn't a lot of room here for this fourth wave to develop. So if we want to see something like this, and we say this in 1 2, looking for 3 4 5, we need to see this hit this 1459, find support above this wave 1, and then see another 5 wave move to the upside. If it plays out exactly as I have charted it here, fifth wave target could be this 1873 to this 1607 as a possible target for this. Now the key thing here is that if we do see price do something like this 1 2, we need to see price hold support above this low. This will still be our invalidation point. We want to see a 5 wave move, then a 3 wave move down, holding support, and then see that continuation for more confirmation that we actually have this as an impulse. Now there is also the potential within this structure here that we could see something like this 1 2, and that we could be looking for this move to the upside as another 1 and a 2. But the thing is, within this count we need to see another 5 wave move to the upside to confirm this as an additional 5 wave structure, because at the moment all we have is just a 3 wave move up here. So we need to just be careful of this. Now because we have this in this way, it is also possible that we could see this is 1 2 1 2. We'll go over that in a second. But effectively, if we do form another 5th wave up here, what I'll then be looking for is to see whether this low can hold, which would be this $511. If we do hold that, then we have the potential to actually see price push up for this bigger third wave here, looking for this 2,684 as a possible target area to the upside here, where we could argue that this would then be our 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And from there, what we'd be looking for would be this 4th wave to actually take place higher up here. So if I actually put this on here, we can see that the 2.618 of this as a wave 1 would be up here at this 2,790. So that would be quite interesting to see whether we're actually going to get that 3rd wave looking to extend up here, and that would hit that 2.618 level. So this would then be looking for a bigger 5 wave move to the upside, looking to push us back up into these highs towards this 5,163 to this 3,919. Now from this point, what we'd have to then be looking out for is, if we do just get a 5 wave move like this, what we'd then want to see is another 3 wave move to the downside, finding support once again above these lows, and preferably not too deep down. And then we'd want to see something like this and look for that progression to the upside within this way. So that's what we're looking for if we want to say that we're getting a 5 wave move here. It's going to be crucial to hold this 511, and really once we start to lose this 607, it starts to become less likely. Now looking at this idea of a direct breakout here, what we could argue is we have 1 2 1 2 here, and then what we are looking for is holding this line higher up here, the 661. If we do form something like this as A, B, and C, we hold support in this 895 to the 734 level. What we would then be looking for is this 5-wave structure to the upside here towards this zone here of this 1.618, which would be this 1764. So that would be 1 2 3 4 5 up into this high. We would be looking for this 2222 to this 1889 as a potential 5th wave. Now if we do get a move up in this way, we'd then be looking for this additional 4th and 5th, which would then push us directly up here. So the key difference between these two counts here is that this one is looking at this move extending directly. This one would be saying that we still need a 4th and a 5th here. This one would be saying that we still need a 4th and a 5th here. Then we're going to come back down. Whereas this one is saying that we're going to push directly up here. So this is why it's going to be crucial here. If we continue to hold this low of this 661, we do have the potential to see this actually extend out, where we just get a direct push up here, looking for this 1.618 at a minimum. But effectively, if we have a direct push to the upside, then this 2.618 target is looking like it could potentially be in the sights here towards this 2790, though our actual target box is over here at this 2559 to this 2180 level. So that's where we're going to be keeping an eye on if we do see price move up into these zones. So the key takeaway from this is that if we do continue to hold these two lows and we continue to set higher lows here, potentially this could be looking for a breakout. If we do see price come back down here, but we manage to still hold these support zones, then potentially we could still see price push back to the upside. If we, however, see this as a 3-wave move here, and then we start to lose these lows, then effectively what we would be looking for would be the fact that this C wave could still be looking to play out. So we need to be careful where we are. We have just hit this 50%. We do have potential rejection points higher up as well. I would be keeping an eye on this 1171, as well as this area here of this 1300 as potential rejection zones if we do see price push up higher here. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.